Hi guys, I am back with another video, and this one is extra special to me because I am here with the author of WAER, Meg Caddy, who wrote this amazing fantasy book, and if you guys haven't read it, you guys should go and pick this up right now. I rated it 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads because it is just amazing. This book is filled with the plots and twists that will keep you turning the page right up to the very end, and you will be shocked with some of the parts that happen in it, but ultimately you will be in love with the book. So pretty much I'm just going to shoot a bunch of questions at Meg and she is going to answer them, and hopefully you guys will be ready for this. What inspired you to write WAER?
It's a really geeky story actually. So I was in high school in year 9 and my best friend and I, we basically had a live action roleplay going on with just the two of us. So we only spoke to each other in character for over a year, and it's really, you know, drove everyone crazy. But one day she passed me a note in class that said the werewolves are in danger. And from that point, my character was a werewolf, and I wrote WAER as her backstory, basically.
Yeah.
Super geeky.
It's
really
so cool though. Who is your favourite character?
It changes with every draft.
Yeah.
So at the moment it's Moth. I'm feeling a really good connection with her at the moment, but in others it's been Hemlock, it's been like Lowell, you know, it just changes every time.
Describe your book to people who should pick it up and why they should.
Okay, so WAER is a YA fantasy novel. It's a bit of a twist on the werewolf legend. So in this one, rather than being monsters, rather than attacking people, werewolves are gentle, they're civilized, they're a farming community, and they're pretty much hunted by a lot of other people, and so they keep secluded. So WAER is about basically when this seclusion is broken, people come in and there's a terrible aftermath of that. I think you should read it because look at the cover.
It's amazing.
Look at that.
First of all.
Look at how shiny the letters are.
It's like
that's
mainly
mainly
attraction.
Yeah, so the cover's by Imogen Stubbs, who she's amazing. I adore her.
So the cover and the map is also amazing, and then yes, all the words inside of it too are fabulous. From cover to end. I didn't know what to expect when I started it, and then I did, and it was like hands down.
Sorry, I didn't know what to expect when I started
either. How do you pronounce some of the names of the characters in the book?
Okay, so we've got Lycaea, who's the main character. There's Lowell, who's another main character, so they're both point of view characters. Hemlock, who you meet in Luthan, Moth and Dodge Dairy. Any other characters whose names are difficult to pronounce?
I've been pronouncing him as Lowell the entire time.
That's fine. I've gone back and forth between the two as
well,
so.
I love those names though. Like, I've renamed like 3 of my chickens after.
Yeah. That's the dream, really.
If you could have any dream cast for this book, who would you pick?
It's a really difficult one. Because for some of them, in terms of who they look like, they're not actors. Like for Lowell, I always think of Josh Groban.
Yeah.
Just because he just looks gentle
and
nice, you know. Lycaea, I'm not really sure. Moth, I think Emma Thompson, the blonde and the very English, and that all comes together. I don't know. It kind of varies with all of them from year to year, you know.
How did you go from writing this book to publishing, and what was the story that happened in between there?
Because I started when I was 14, it's quite like a drawn out sort of journey. I entered a competition through the Catherine Susanna Pritchard Centre. The prize for that was a mentorship with Juliet Marilia. And so that was when I was 15, and Juliet really sort of showed me how to cut away the excess of the book, and she showed me how to write a synopsis and a cover letter to do all these professional things. So I did that, and then year 12 happened, so the writing kind of went aside for a while. During the first couple of years of uni, during my gap year, I kind of sent it off to a couple of places, and eventually the text prize came around, and my dad came to me and said, you should enter. So I did that, and they answered really quickly actually, and I was shortlisted, and though I didn't win, the lovely Mandy Brett called me and said, look, we're still interested in your manuscript. Would you like to sign a contract with us? And I said, I said yes, and then hung up and then cried. So
When you're writing, do you prefer coffee, tea, or hot chocolate?
Tea. I drink a lot of tea. I have
the good stuff.
Whole shelves of tea. And pretty much every like birthday or Christmas, people just get me tea. That's it.
That's it. That's the necessity.
Yes, absolutely. I have a lot of teapots and mugs at home.
Just a collection. So, How long did it take you to write your first draft?
Well, it took longer because I accidentally had everything on a USB, and I left it in the library somewhere, and it just disappeared.
Oh, no.
So I had to rewrite everything. So yeah, it was pretty gutting.
Yeah.
But that took about 2 years.
Base any of the settings on real life places?
So I did history and that sort of thing at uni. I love history.
Yeah.
I read a lot of history, and my next book's actually historical fiction.
Yeah.
So a lot of the locations in Ulster have historical bases, and I've taken a place and then, you know, taken the politics of one place, the language of another,
Yeah.
and the landscape of a third one. So,
Yeah,
which is the case with
mashed
Tig.
all together,
Yeah.
yeah.
So with Tig, it's you know, they have the political system of, you know, ancient China.
Yeah.
They have the landscape of Australia.
Yeah.
And they kind of talk like they're from Scotland.
Yeah.
So.
It's just kind of everything thrown together.
Yeah, but kind of strategically.
Yeah, it works well for sure.
You know, there's a couple of reasons for each combination.
Yeah. So you said you're writing another book. Do you have any details about it?
What I can say is it's a historical fiction. It's about the pirate Anne Bonny.
That's going to be good. Historical fiction is like my second favourite genre, so that's exciting.
I did my honours in English and history, and that was all about pirates and the way pirates were perceived in early modern writings. So as soon as I finished that, I got straight back into Anne Bonny and hit that hard.
Yeah. Do you think you'll go back to this world and write another book or a spin-off?
Definitely.
So what was it like working with text publishing?
It was amazing. Just from the beginning up until, you know, the launch was fantastic, because they're a small publisher, which means that they really get to know their authors. They're so friendly and lovely. You know, coming into it as quite a young author and someone who's completely new to it, I was terrified of everything, and I was stressed all the time because that's who I am as a person. But they're so patient and lovely, and it's just, you know, I'm so happy with the end result, which just wouldn't be the case if they hadn't put so much into it.
Do you have any pets, and what are their names?
I have a lizard, a bearded dragon. He's his name is Hotshot, but you know, it's kind of self-explanatory. He thinks he is all that, and basically he allows me to live in his presence.
Who is your favourite author?
That's a mean question. Ooh. Can I give you a list?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Juliet Marilia, Glenda Lark, Lee Battersby, who's just outrageously funny, and Mary Gentle as well. Now, I wouldn't recommend Mary Gentle for anyone under the age of 18. But her books are magnificent.
Yeah.
She's just so bold in her writing.
Yeah.
And of course my dad. So he's a children's writer, and you know, I love his books as well.
I was going to ask you actually about your dedication. Dad can be in the next one.
He was really happy about that one.
Yeah.
I was talking to Mum and Dad about the dedication, and Dad was being terribly poorly behaved, and Mum joked, you know, you should say Dad can be the next one if he behaves, and we all laughed about it, and then I did it.
You can't really pass up that opportunity.
No, not at all. But you know, I'm pretty sure I've told him several times he's actually not going to make the dedication of the next one, because he's been consistently poorly behaved since.
Yeah.
So. I tend to listen to Broadway musicals though when I'm writing.
Yeah.
I find that really helps.
What the soundtrack was.
Well, and I think musicals, because they all have a story behind them.
Yeah.
And I think that really helps. So most of the characters have a certain song assigned to them. So if I need to get really inside that character's head, that song will be playing as I do. Yeah.
Did you always want to be a writer?
Yes. I don't remember not wanting to write. I don't remember not being able to write stories.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure the first book I wrote was when I was about, I must have been 5 or 6, and it was about an egg called Eggalina. Which I was really proud of.
Yeah.
But also when I was 12, I'd been writing something for ages, and my parents told me that if I, you know, worked really hard on it, if I edited, all that sort of thing, then we could have a launch.
Yeah.
So for my 12th birthday, instead of like having a normal party, like a normal preteen, I had a book launch party, and my brother made a catapult so we could actually like launch the book, which ended up in a bush. No, it's not cool.
That is so cool.
It is the opposite of cool. They're very they're just on board, you know. Yeah. But I always knew that I wanted to be a writer, and because Dad's a writer, that was just, it was just such a an integral part of family life, was books and reading and going to book launches, that sort of thing. It just felt very natural to step into that.
So your family is like 100% supportive of everything you've done?
Oh yeah.
They're just amazing by the sounds of it.
They are, they're incredible. Two of my brothers are actually professional musicians, and the third one looks like he's going to go the same way. My parents have never once told us that we should have been lawyers or doctors or dentists. They're just
be happy.
They're right there behind us.
What's your favourite movie?
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a necessity.
Definitely, yeah. And that's you know, if I'm feeling tired or stressed or I'm stuck in a certain place, I will put on Fellowship of the Ring and go straight to that bit where they're in the Mines of Moria and Gandalf has his monologue, and that's it. It fixes everything.
That's it. That's the one thing that gets you through anything tough.
Pretty much, yeah. Dad played a clip from that at my launch, and I held it together until that point, and then I just wept.
Really?
That was it.
How was your launch?
It was great. Yeah, lots of fun. You sort of have a picture in your head of what it's going to be like, and it was better than all of that. It was amazing.
Was there any difficulties you had in writing, like certain scenes that you found tough to get through?
Yeah, I actually found the romance really difficult.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say sort of too much about the romance for people who haven't read it. I wasn't gung-ho about it, and I found that quite difficult to write.
Yeah.
And also for many of the drafts, there was another character, and every scene with her was a trial. It was just really difficult to write. So I don't know why I kept her in for 6 years. I should have cut her out earlier, but once she was gone, actually, everything became much easier.
Yeah. If you could be in any fictional world besides the one that you created, which one would it be?
Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Middle Earth.
I saw that one coming.
and not just Middle Earth, but in the Shire with the hobbits who like tea and food and books.
If you could travel anywhere in the world right now, where would it be?
Ireland or England. Yeah, I'm keen to go back to London for a bit of research.
Yeah.
And I went to Ireland when I was 18. You build a place up in your mind.
Yeah.
And you think it can't possibly be that good.
Yeah.
Ireland is that good.
It's amazing.
Perfect.
Thank you for coming out today and talking about your amazing book.
Thank you.
If you guys honestly haven't picked up this book and you guys like fantasy or adventure books, you have to go and buy this book right now. It is beyond amazing. I can't even form words for it. But I will pretty much leave my review below and the website to Meg Caddy, and yeah, you should go and buy this book right now.
And come chat to me in Dimmicks as well.
Yes, do that. She works in Perth Dimmicks, so which is Hay Street?
Yeah, that's the one.
Hay Street. So go and
come
bug
say
her
hi.
and talk about her book and just buy it while you're there.
I have lots of fantasy recommendations, so come on through.
Yeah, the perfect book friends. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will be back with another video soon. So thank you for watching and thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Bye.